I don't know about you, but Thanksgiving is definitely a complicated holiday, at least for me. I'll just talk about myself because, on one hand, we are expected to be thankful and give thanks and all of the things. And on the other hand, it's tied to a very horrific part of history that focuses on us to really confront the loss and displacement and also the resilience that Indigenous people have faced. So, how do we navigate this day with authenticity, honoring the truth while still holding space for gratitude in a way that feels real and genuine? Hey there, beautiful souls, and welcome back to another Mindful Monday. That's right, I'm your host, your girl, Erica Trinell, the Mindful Mistress. I'm here to offer just some unique insights and things maybe you've never heard or considered before to help you grow spiritually, allowing you the opportunity to embrace every aspect of your journey while breaking free of that mental prism of limitations. So, today, we're going to talk about Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is one of the holidays that can definitely stir up a mix of emotions because, on one hand, we are expected to be in the celebratory gratitude and connection phase. But if we dig deeper, we find this really complex history that involves colonization, loss, and systematic erasure of Indigenous voices. So, for many of us, it creates this kind of stir of tension. How do we celebrate gratitude without honoring the pain of the holiday's origin, right? So the answer isn't easy. It's not neat, but it's definitely rooted in truth and mindfulness. And this is something that I had to uncover for myself, and I still navigate these waters. I've really reframed the holidays completely, all of the holidays. And so Thanksgiving for me is not what it used to be when I was in my childhood and when I was younger, and then kind of the forced celebration. And I thought, oh, great, because we get to, a day where we get to eat all of this amazing food and then like pass out and then eat again and then, be with family, all these things. But it's so much more than that to me now. So today I wanted to share with you and have us explore together how we can honor the complexities of Thanksgiving while expanding our understanding of gratitude, not just as a feel-good practice, but really as a way to hold space for both the joy and accountability that comes with the holiday and just gratitude in general. So of course I got to break it down from the science. My undergrad's in biology. So in starting with the science, the science tells us that when we practice gratitude, it really rewires our brains, and that when we focus on it, we release we release hormones. So the hormones that we release are these chemical substances, the dopamine and the serotonin, that lift our mood and create these feel good. So we feel better about ourselves, we feel better about the environment, and actually open a pathway, a gateway to long-term happiness when we establish a gratitude practice, habit, pattern, way of life, if you will. So gratitude strengthens our connections in the prefrontal cortex. So this is the part that is taken offline when we go through trauma because we can't think critically. It goes straight to our our limbic system. So it's the part of the brain that's responsible for decision making, is responsible for critical thinking and long-term planning. So think about that. Gratitude is associated with long-term planning and decision making. So it helps us regulate our emotions and see opportunities instead of obstacles. So I think about like the silver lining when you say, oh, well, what's the silver lining? Or the silver lining of a situation is XYZ. That is gratitude at its core. And it helps us be able to create that frame or create that lens in which to view the world, is seeing opportunities versus obstacles. And the coolest part is when, well, at least to me, I think the coolest part is when you practice gratitude, your brain gets trained to look for more positive experience in your life. It's like giving your mind that lens, that perspective of gratitude that trains you to see abundance everywhere instead of the scarcity mindset. So again, not only does it help train your brain to see that, but as above, so below. So if you're training your brain to see it, then you're training yourself to, that's right, to be it and to have it and to operate on the level and frequency of abundance versus scarcity. So, bringing in, of course, we've got the science part because you know that's my undergrad, but I am a girl who loves to dig into history and ancient wisdom. So, when we talk about from the ancient perspective, the ancient wisdom perspective of gratitude, gratitude isn't just about the feeling good practice. It is really deeply, deeply embedded in ancient spiritual traditions. So if we think of like in Native American traditions, the culture of giving thanks and honoring, honoring the sun, honoring the moon, giving thanks to our ancestors, it becomes this it is this interconnectedness of all life. The fact that there's a thread that connects me to you, to the next person, to the bee, to the tree that's outside. And rituals and prayers are often used as a way to express gratitude, not only for the abundance of things, but also for, things like water, things like air that we take for granted, that there's air that can fill my lungs that allows me to take that breath and that allowed me to ground right then and there. But similarly, when we look at like Buddhist teaching, their view of gratitude is really a pathway to alignment. So by appreciating the present moment, by appreciating now, appreciating what you have, even in the smallest and most simplest ways, is a way to cultivate a sense of peace and a sense of contentment. So, blending the modern science with the ancient practice, this gratitude not only leaves us with that feeling of an elevated mindset, but also it connects us to everything in this world. So, when we think about the holidays, one of the things, I don't know about you, but my intention is always to go deep and not necessarily to go wide, but to build those deeper connections, not a bunch of surface connections with third and fourth cousins and auntie over there and cousin over there, but to build deep, deep, deep connections with each other, with my family members. So, and of course, the world around us. So, if that is your intent, know that gratitude is a practice, is a way of life or a vehicle that gets you there. So, then thinking about how we can cultivate gratitude in everyday life, thanks, Thanksgiving on so many levels is a spirit. I apologize. It's the palm in the air, so I could feel my throat getting a little itchy. Thanksgiving, for some people, is the spirit that can be carried into the rest of the year. It doesn't have to be just one day of giving thanks. It can be every day of giving thanks. It can be every hour, every week, every moment, every second. It is just ingrained in you to give thanks. So, some creative ways that I want to share with you on how to give thanks and how to make gratitude essentially a part of your life, your existence, your essence. I love starting with a gratitude playlist. So, this is something that I did for a party. This is something that I have for myself. This is something that I even share with my friends and with my clients is, hey, let's co-create a gratitude playlist together. What are songs that make you feel grateful? Or what are songs that evoke that emotion of just, oh my God, I am so blessed. I am so happy to be here. So, step one, I say for gratitude is being real, acknowledging the truth. Again, that accountability piece is so critical. It's the why it matters because gratitude doesn't mean that we ignore hard truths, but in fact, it means that we accept that, and in the acceptance, we're able to be grateful for that which we do have, and for the lesson, right, for the L that we just got. So taking time to acknowledge whether it's the historical realities of Thanksgiving or the truth about a situation that you are in or a relationship that you are in allows you to engage with that and have gratitude for that situation on a more authentic level. So this could be like taking a moment to maybe learn about the history of Thanksgiving, singing it from the perspective of indigenous people here, seeking out resources and voices that are different than yourself. You could begin your day with a land blessing. Maybe you add that into your Thanksgiving dinner or celebrations. It can also be, instead of jumping into that, we all go like, okay, around the table, or we used to do this. I don't do this anymore. What are you thankful for today at the dinner table? Maybe you invite a moment of reflection and you say, like, this holiday has a lot of meaning, right? You are taking accountability to the fact that we are to honor the indigenous people and communities who have had profound suffering and still do and face unimaginable loss, but let's hold space for them and let's honor them in this moment and express gratitude for them, for their ancestors, for that being a part of our history, our collective history, and the collective trauma that we seek to heal today. So in some indigenous traditions, it's often the center of what they do, or are fully ingrained in what they do, is a gratitude practice. So not just for what most people are like, I'm grateful for the abundance, but the earth, the ancestors, the cycle of life, for learning the teachings that really help to deepen their understanding of who they are and their world around them versus just very surface things. Again, you can just find different ways to invoke accountability. Like, that's just for Thanksgiving, but accountability of maybe a job that you are not happy in, or a relationship that you are not happy in, and take accountability for your part and be grateful that you've learned the lessons of this particular situation that you can now carry forward and pay it forward to your future self. Another way is finding different ways to reframe gratitude as an act of responsibility. So gratitude isn't just about, again, it's not just about the nice warm feelings. It's about taking action to support and uplift others. So by reframing thankfulness as a responsibility and ownership, really aligns your actions with your values. And so some ways of doing that is just maybe taking some time to give back, maybe supporting those who are less fortunate, maybe understanding your position, your position to power and privilege, and leveraging that to those who maybe have less power and privilege to you. Another thing you can do is involve the family. Make this a tradition of, we're going to give back, or we are going to use our platform to speak on issues that maybe do not directly impact us, but indirectly impact us as a whole or as a collective. And share your gratitude by just paying it forward. Thinking about the people who work to get the food on the table if you're eating Thanksgiving dinner, and the sacrifice that they have made. Those who are working on Thanksgiving, the sacrifice that they are making for us who are last minute, or, oh my God, I forgot XYZ. Those type of people. I'm sorry. I'm like that sometimes, or it used to be. Like I said, things have changed. Giving honor and gratitude there. Just having a more holistic view is a way how you can expand gratitude, not just, from the day of Thanksgiving, but expand it to every day, expand it to being a way of life. So that brings me to tip 3, which is expanding your view of gratitude. So gratitude doesn't mean ignoring the discomfort either. It is, again, it's about holding the space for all of it, the good, the painful, the uncertainty, and then finding the meaning, finding that through line in all of it, which helps that last part I talked about, helps the reframe, the duality of all. So practicing like a dual awareness gratitude. This means acknowledging the hardships in your life, while appreciating what it has taught you, where you are, again, celebrating the existence, the abundance that still exists despite the fact that you are experiencing this hardship or this challenge, or you're going through this particular lesson. So one of the things I love to do is letters of gratitude. I love taking time to write letters of gratitude, not only to myself, but to those people around me. Again, creating this into a practice, again, that becomes just who you are innately. So, this is another way or an idea of how you can expand your idea of gratitude. Again, by writing that letter of gratitude, it's not just like, oh, I'm thankful for this, but I am going through this very difficult situation. And in this very difficult situation, I am also learning yada, yada, yada. So it's holding space again for that pain. And maybe the situation is bringing up some uncertainty, or now you don't know what step to take, right? So the uncertainty, the pain, the silver lining of it all, but really, again, like taking that holistic view when it comes to gratitude. And of course, you gotta have the celebration. And I mean this with all sincerity, celebrating gratitude in ways though that feel right for you, not just celebrating for the sake of celebrating or celebrating because it's what you've always done or social norms. It is not something that is expected to be a performative thing. Celebrating ways that are authentic to you, not because you feel obligated to do certain things, a turkey, the mac and cheese, the I don't know, potato salad, the yams, the pumpkin pie, the sweet potato, the homemade ice cream. I mean, these are some of the things that I have. You might have different things. The green bean casserole. Find ways of celebrating again that honor who you are and that align with your values. This I cannot tell you, because there are so many times where throughout the year you are doing so great on your own personal journey, or you are growing, you have healed certain patterns, certain habits, and then we get to the holidays, and it's like, WTF? What has happened? All of this work I've done, it's almost like it's out the door. You are back into a former version of yourself that you're like, I thought I healed from that. But you were with so many different family members and so many different people and so many different situations, and the societal norms and pressures are so immense. Know that it's okay, because it's your survival mechanism, to go back to your former self. But again, know that it's a survival mechanism. You can continue that healed version of yourself. You can bring that healed version of yourself to the dinner table, but you have to have certain parameters, have certain boundaries. Again, like if you no longer feel like you want to celebrate and have dinner with everyone, you need to be able to communicate that. But it's also, know that it's also okay if you decide you want to celebrate with them because you do want to be in communion with people. This is part of the human experience. And then maybe you find some ways to set some boundaries while you're at dinner. So again, it's finding ways that work for you. It's the thanks and the truth of things. So a dinner where everyone shares may not be what you're down for. Maybe those who want to share, who feel compelled to share what they're grateful for, should share, versus forcing someone like, okay, everyone has to go around and say what you're grateful for. And then where we shame people when they're like, well, I don't know, or maybe they just don't want to share what they're grateful for. Maybe they are shamed, or they feel like it's not as grandiose as some of the other people. Again, we get into this sometimes holiday season and we all like become actors. We become Oscar award winning actors, and we put on a show, let me tell you. And then we go back and then we talk our mess like, I can't believe she and da 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 da. But we're all, it happens to a lot of us. So I understand how deeply challenging it could be to approach Thanksgiving, Christmas, Eid, like Rosh Hashanah, all of the things, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, all of the things, and be your healed self, especially if you have healed forward from a lot of childhood trauma and pain. But some everyday things that you can do apart from that are like some gratitude jars. You could make this a family thing. Learn when you're together ways to celebrate gratitude and honor boundaries, truth and triumph at the same time. Practice maybe your own daily gratitude. Maybe you write in a journal, or for me, like sometimes I do voice notes. I love voice notes, but just find ways again that are authentic to yourself in honoring Thanksgiving, in honoring gratitude. And know it's not just one day. Know that it could and should be every single day, because gratitude provides us so many benefits. I hope that you found this helpful, and I hope that this Thanksgiving that you're able to show up as your authentic self, that you no longer feel conflicted, or if you do feel conflicted and have the mix of emotions, know that it's okay, because there are so many of us who go out there in Thanksgiving and feel very conflicted because we feel for those who have been systematically erased and also participate in the society that expects us to be very grateful, at least on this one day. Like, this is the one day we're supposed to be grateful, or yes, should be grateful. So if you have a family, or you live in a world or a society where the shoulds are really deep right now, know that I'm with you. Know that I understand. Know that Thanksgiving does not have to be a one-size-fit-all holiday. It can be uncomfortable and messy and layered, but also very magical and meaningful at the same time. And as we approach Thanksgiving with mindfulness and truth and a willingness to expand our awareness and our vision of Thanksgiving, know that then you can start to operate like this in other ways of your life. So again, I hope that this was impactful. Hopefully it gave you something else to think about. Let me know what you think in the comments. If this resonated with you, please like, share, subscribe, do all of the things. I am wishing you so much love. Know that I am so grateful for you, for this journey together. Know that you have your breath, you have your sound as your anchor, you have your body as your anchor, whatever your anchor is, especially during these holidays. Gear up, right? Get all your tools together, because we are going to need it this holiday season. I wish you the best. Know that I'm here for you. Love you. Bye.